Hey guys, I'm Ruby here at the opening of Brushstrokes at the Step Gallery. It's a show by Jenny Pierman, who's here with me, and Tassili Epperson. We're just here to talk to you about your work and kind of what inspires you. So first off, we're standing in front of one of Jenny's pieces. I just kind of want to know, I noticed they're just kind of figures, they don't really have much definition of where they're at, and I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so most of these paintings in this show are from a family vacation that I took just recently over the summer. We went to Cabo San Lucas, and I was really interested when we were at the beach at the different social dynamics, and there were people from Europe, and then of course from Mexico, and then us from Arizona, and we all just got together so closely on the beach, and I like to look around and see people interacting with each other even though they were strangers, or just the way that once you take them out of that environment, it would be kind of odd for us to be interacting with each other. So the purpose of the paintings and these solid blue backgrounds is to take the people out of the environment so we can focus on the relationships and the people themselves.
Wow, that's really interesting. I really like that about your work. That's really cool. It's interesting that you decided to focus on that. So what made you and Tassili decide to do a show together? Did she also do her work over the summer?
We actually were together in our senior exhibition in Gallery 100, and we, throughout the show, always wanted our work to be next to each other because we had a similar way of working, and we just admired the same things about our paint handling, and it was the brush strokes and our mark making and our color choice and our focus on the human form that made our work cohesive. And so we knew that over the summer we could kind of have a chance to bring our work to another level and then have our own show after we graduated.
That's really awesome that you graduated and decided to come back and do another show here. I do agree, aesthetically, you guys have very similar work, so it works out well as a show. So kind of along that vein, do you have any artists, either modern or like historical, that really influence you in your work?
Well, that's a difficult question because I love art history, and there aren't any specific role models that I have. There's just little things from each artist that I try to pick up from here and there. I think the first artist that I can remember looking at, a modern artist that really inspired me, that was different than what I was used to, was Jenny Saville, and just the mushy mark making and the heavy marks, and the scale of her paintings is just so grand and so inspiring that kind of changed my way of looking at art. And then anything after that, there's just so many artists that I love, it's hard to keep track of. But
well, thank you. That's awesome to hear about what inspires you. I know I hate that question. All right, well, thank you for interviewing with us. The show is up until September 6th. So if you get a chance, definitely come out and check it out, and be on the lookout for the rest of our interviews at the openings on Tuesday nights. I'm here with Tassili Epperson. She is the other artist in this show with Jenny Pierman. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about your art a little bit, ask you a few questions. I was really interested in the fact that you were both alumni of ASU, and I was wondering if you could tell me what you're kind of doing now.
Okay. Honestly, it's been like a really hard transition, like going from the structure of being in school to like just doing whatever you want. And that's like actually why we proposed this show, because we both were like worried about it, and so we're like, if we have a deadline that's soon, like we'll actually be doing stuff. So it wasn't like a super structured thing, like I wasn't like, you know, I have this time and this space to paint every day, but it was just something I had to like slowly get myself to do. And it's really hard to not like have the feedback and like to be doubting yourself and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. But pretty much like right now I'm just working on like taking a few steps back and like focusing on painting and focusing on what I actually want to do instead of like getting totally enveloped in the real world.
Would you recommend something like that for other people about to graduate, like trying to go get in like shows so you're working all summer and whatever?
Definitely. Without this, I would not have painted or drawn probably because I would have just been like caught up like, oh, I need to work, I need to clean my room, I need to sleep. But like having this deadline was like, okay, I have to paint, somebody's gonna see it. It's really hard to just paint for yourself even when you feel like you need to. It's just like, well, I don't have to get it done by any time, so it's fine. So definitely apply to shows. Deadlines, good.
Apply to shows. It's good advice that I need to follow.
Yeah, propose shows here. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so could you tell me a little bit about like your process for these paintings? Were they from life or were they from photographs? Kind of, I don't know, what were you thinking as you were doing them?
Yeah, they're actually from photographs, and they're all like either my best friends or my family members. And I like to take like a really gestural and quick approach. Otherwise, I like start getting really like precise and like it starts looking really bad. So a lot of them I would give myself like 3 hours to paint at a time. Like this one, I probably painted in a day just to like keep it fresh. Like I did a few different sittings, but that's like my main thing is just like keeping it fresh and keeping the strokes alive and like trying to get like as much of the gesture as I can in like a stroke.
Yeah, you have a really, really nice style. So do you have any artists that kind of inspire you as far as your style goes?
Yes. Last semester I took a class with Mark Pamilio and he had us do like a replica of a master painting, and I chose oh my god, now I forgot, Lucian Freud. Because I was just like so fascinated how they looked so real and so like fleshy, but they were like super like gestural and like marky. And so I actually did like a copy of one of his portraits, and then I like studied off of that for the entire semester for my last show. And then I decided to like take it a step further and kind of just like make it more of my own thing by just like practicing. But definitely like that's who got me started on, you know, I copied it like as closely as I could, and that's how it got me here.
Well, that's really awesome to hear, and we appreciate you interviewing with us, and congratulations on your show. All right.